Before we start, I'd also like to just express some gratitude and acknowledgement that we are on tribal land. If it's not formally tribal land now, it was only a couple of generations back that these plains and these lagoons and these waters were filled with native people. And this is where we are right now. So I just want to acknowledge that. And Dana knows all that full well. Dana Lyons is a troubadour of the whales, of the waterways, of nature, of the earth, and of cows. So I would like to invite Dana to come on up and open the day with sounds that are lyrical, beautiful, harmonic music. Yeah.
Hey, Dana. All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning. My name is Dana Lyons. Really pleasure to be here at the Way of the Whales. And I'm going to sing one song. Before I do that, I wanted to let you know I'm doing a 6-month orca tour this year in British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. And I'll be singing this song and others. And this year is a very special year for all of us who love the whales and the orcas and who educate people about them. This is kind of like our year. The public is aware of the plight of the orcas and the whales. They care. Our state government is trying to do some really good things. And so this is our moment to really fill in the gaps for the public, to let them know about the need to remove the Snake River dams, to let them know that they need to support the Native American call to cap the amount of ships coming through the Salish Sea. No more. We cap that. To let them know about the needs for the food, to help people understand that the orcas are starving, to let people know about how we need to protect their habitat, that taking care of our cars and the oil flowing in, all of that. It's an enormous educational opportunity, and that's why I'm going to do my part of it to tour this year. I'm going to be singing at conferences and meetings and festivals and for nonprofits and house concerts and wherever. But I have a little booth out there. So if you're interested in talking about possibly setting up a show in wherever you come from, please come talk to me. There's also free posters for the orca. How can you beat that? Thank you. And yes, we'll be talking about freeing Tokate, Lolita, and her relatives to bring them back. And I'm going to be meeting with representatives of the Lummi Nation who are demanding that their relative be returned, and I'll be speaking about that. So all these come together, and Tokate plays a very special role in, I think we can all relate. We can relate, as humans, we can relate to other mammals. As humans, we can relate to being in prison. As humans, we can relate to our family members being kidnapped and taken away, and we can muster the political will to bring Tokate home. That's coming soon, and Orca Network is really a key player in that, so thank you. This song is called The Great Salish Sea, and it's written from the point of view of Granny. Granny has left us, 4 or 5 years ago. She was the matriarch. I think she was like 104 or something when she passed away. But it's written from her perspective, observing the changing sound of boats over the last century, from the dugout cedar canoes of the Native Americans to when the great sailing ships showed up, and now to the great super tankers and freighters that go in and out of the Salish Sea. I learned about the effect of noise on orcas during my coal train tour a number of years ago. And what I learned, there was a speaker that spoke, and he's an orca scientist, and he pointed out that when the water is quiet, the orcas can talk to each other, and they can hear each other at least 7-8 kilometers away. Now, when there's a big ship going, and that could be miles away, they're so loud that instead of 7 or 8 kilometers, they can maybe hear 100 yards. So you can imagine what that noise, that perpetual 24-hour-a-day, never-ending noise is doing to them physically, psychologically, how it affects their ability to communicate. You know, they can chat with each other in different bays when it's quiet. They can tell each other about the fishing, or maybe they tell jokes, I don't know. I'm sure orcas talk about things that are much more interesting than I talk about. But there's a movement, as many of you are aware, to create quiet zones and quiet times. So there will be particular places in the Salish Sea where boat traffic will not be allowed for X amount of hours or days. And the orcas, we're hoping when we implement that, they're so smart, they'll realize, oh, we can actually go get a break. Like, imagine if you could never escape whatever kind of music drives you the most crazy. For some people that might be country, for some people that might be folk, for some people that might be my own music. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing we're working on. We will swim 1,000 miles to reach the shores of Emerald Isles, with salmon spawning by the million, herring spawning by the billion. Gather with our pods again, the summer food, the summer friends, to raise our babies safe and free. We gather in the Salish Sea. Oh, hush, hear the swish of the boats on the water, the hollowed out cedars, the sons and the daughters, the rhythm of paddles caressing the water, the rhythm of paddles to come greet the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story, a long time ago when we witnessed the glory, with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great Salish Sea. Oh. I hear your song for many miles, your distant thoughts, your distant smiles. Today we fish in different bays. Tonight we meet again to play. Oh, hush, hear the swish of the boats on the water, the great sailing ships with the sons and the daughters, the wind and the wood as it cuts through the water, the wind and the wood sailing out to the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story, a long time ago when we witnessed the glory, with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great Salish Sea. Oh. 100 times arms around the sun. I saw the slaughter, smelled the blood, the water turning blue to brown, the metal ships, the screaming sound. I cannot hear your song today. The salmon gone, the herring late, and more the ships do come. Will anybody hear my song? Oh, hush, hear the scream of the ships on the water, the great super tankers, the coal ports, the freighters, the deafening noise overtaking the water, the deafening noise overcoming the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story, a long time ago when we witnessed the glory, with thousands and thousands whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great Salish Sea. Oh, hush, hear the voice from both sides of the border, the rallies, the blockades, the brave sons and daughters. The people speak out for protecting the water. The people are rising to come save the orca. Oh, 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 oh.